We're back, everybody. We're going over war stories over here about our first annual. Maybe it's a seasonal thing. We're still working that out, but our first decathlon, a tremendous day. We joke around, we kid around. Great friends here. This is a great thing, a great project that we're working on. So we appreciate all your support. We hope you guys are enjoying this as much as we are. And speaking of enjoyment, we get into our Donato's Pizzeria Week 2 review.
Do we have to?
When we get through this review,
do we really have to? I think I'm going to throw up.
There's a couple things I feel obligated to talk about, so I wrote them down just so I wouldn't forget.
Good, because I didn't write anything down. I want to forget about the last week as fast as I possibly can.
I can understand. I know you lost both games this week, right? And I definitely lost both games because my team, frankly, sucks. But aside from that, we have two teams, Dom, that have not had a blemish on their record yet.
Nope.
Two, maybe one we expected, one not so much. I believe one's listening right now. Well, let's start with first. Baby got Dak at 4-0. Any thoughts?
Strong team. We said it from the beginning. Also said it was unfair that they have two people. Mm-hmm. So they should get half the points. But yeah, strong team. They whipped the shit out.
Yeah.
I don't know who else they played. They play you?
They played me. Yeah.
Oh, they played UML. They took the entire cast out.
Yeah, they took the Castometrics and Mayhem down. That certainly could not have gone any worse.
Ugly as sin, too.
We are we are accepting applications to remove them from the league.
Good-looking person running that team.
All right.
Not one. Looks like my dog's ass.
Speaking of which, how about dog?
Speaking of dogs,
how about
Bald Dog?
Out of nowhere, Dom, a bust-out Bald Dog.
EP2.
4-0.
4-0, and I thought their team stunk.
He hasn't won 4 games in a year. And he busts out with 4-0. Any thoughts about Bald Dog?
You better check that check. That check may not cash.
It might not cash. Yeah, maybe he's coming in for a purpose this year.
Yeah.
But Bald Dog starting out at 4-0, just on a tear. AA, RON, and Julio Jones. It's a problem.
That's a problem. Yep, that's a problem.
If that Mike Gillislee keeps producing for the DraftKings
that's the thing.
team.
He took a flyer on Mike Gillislee, and he takes a running back on the Patriots every year. But you just don't know with the Patriots.
To start for Bald Dog, your line has to be 4 carries for 4 yards with 4 touchdowns.
Mike Allstott.
That's right. He's a big – and my dad, when Mike Allstott was playing, he would have him every year. He'd start him even on the bye week.
Mike Allstott.
Jerome Bettis. Little Rodney Hampton action. Big fan of Rodney Hampton.
Yeah.
I can't say this. I'm gonna bring it over to you right where my thumb says Lianos.
Lianos are a combined 7-1 to start.
Doesn't that just –
I think there's a little brown spot right when you said Lianos. Did you wipe your ass with it?
It sucks, man.
So Jeff, John, and Chris are 7-1 to start, and they beat. And the worst of them all. I don't know if you can hear this, Jeff, but you suck. But you didn't suck last week, and you beat me. No, actually, he didn't beat me, did he?
No, I don't know.
No, he didn't play me. I'm sorry, Jeff. Well, you still stink.
You still stink, Jeff.
Yeah, you still stink. I'm sorry. I got thrown for a rope-a-dope last week. I got demolished.
And you put up points.
That's what I always do.
Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
That's one of our points later. But, God, it's bad for the league when the Lianos are off to such a great start. It's a lot more fun when they're
bad for
terrible.
America. It's bad for the world. And
we're trying to help the world here.
There's starving kids out in Africa that want to see them lose. Mm-hmm. They're just ruining lives. Speaking
of those starving kids out in Africa, the Jill asses are on a hunt out there for anything that's going to help her squad out. The poor gal is 0-4. We're not talking too much. Things are getting real tense around the household over here at 12:05. And any thoughts about what the Jill asses should be doing at 0-4 at this point?
Stay the course, Jill.
Stay the course is it like 0-13?
0-13, yeah. Stay the courses. Don't win a
Maybe
single game.
I'll have you break that news to her.
Because the fact that you're 0-4 is the only reason my wife is still in this league, because she wants to quit after this past year. She's 1-3.
Right, combined.
So the day that she becomes dead last, it'll be the day she quits.
That's what we're gonna. All right, so we're gonna have an 11-team league.
So Jen, you need to stay at the basement.
It's for the league, honey.
It's for the league.
It's for everybody.
It's for Lori. It's for good humanity.
It's for humanity. And Jeff wasn't really participating in the whole humanitarian thing, so maybe you can, sweetheart.
He wants a global apocalypse to make his logic work in this world.
Hit that blunt, getting over to your squad, Dom. Yet again. People show up to play Hit That Blunt. This is, I think, the 9th year in a row where you lead the league in points scored against.
Probably.
But yeah, people definitely show up to play that squad.
Yeah. Everybody on somebody else's squad will have the game of their lives the week they play me. Mm-hmm. And then I guarantee you, Hit That Blunt will score 93 points this week and get crushed. But no, when he plays me, he scores 160. It's unfair. I don't know what the hell. I don't know how to handle this. I'm about to lose my mind. If I had hair, I'd pull it out.
It sounds like you should hunker down because people are definitely bringing their A game when they sign up for Hit That Blunt. Getting a little bit personal on this one, the Baka Hans host that 1-3 Belichick yourself. And this is also a revenge game for Lori. The Baka Hans showed her the door in the playoffs last year. Yeah.
See, Lori wants to quit fantasy football. She's made the playoffs 2 years in a row.
Yes.
In her 2 years that she's been in it, she hates the fact that she's 1-3 so much. Mm-hmm. She wants to quit. She's made the playoffs 2 years in a row. Honey, I love you. Shut up.
The attitude coming in. She's ready for this game. She's ready to put down the Baka Hans for sure.
She
right?
does not want to lose to you.
Yeah, she does not want to lose to me. My team is doing everything to make that possible as well. I think we managed 43 points this week. It's just an abysmal Baka Hans squad looking to get right against the Belichick yourself. And we also have some Liano on Liano action this week where Jeff takes down the brothers in a game where thankfully one of them will lose. Any thoughts on that match, Dom? Consigs versus Baby Got Dak.
Consigs versus Baby Got Dak. Well, I'm glad one of them's going to lose.
That's the real big
that's
the moral here, right?
Yeah, that's the one good takeaway. Somebody's going to be upset. And I honestly, if Baby Got Dak's 4-0, I'd rather have them be 6-0 because if you're gonna be the best team, just make everybody else lose.
Yeah, right.
And then we'll see you in the playoffs.
Let's have one 13-0 team, right? A team that's great in the regular season, and then get them in the playoffs and lose. Yeah. That sounds familiar.
Is it? Does it?
That does sound familiar, but maybe we'll get to that.
Yeah, I'd rather have Baby Got Dak win, beat the Consigs. Mm-hmm. Mainly is because it's a wedding gift to John. And, I mean, he's getting gifted a lot of things these days. He's getting gifted that wife of his. Mm-hmm. Who knows how he pulled that.
Great woman.
Don't understand.
We're a big fan of Stephanie.
Yeah. It must be extra padding down there in the nether regions probably for him.
Speaking of which, congratulations to the Rivers family yet again. Just came through here in an email. 37 and 38 twins for the Rivers family.
For the Rivers family, and 2 more kids for the Cromartie family.
Oh, it's a beautiful message, right?
The same age.
Wow.
Yeah, 2 different mamas, same age. So he's got 14 kids who are all 14.
That's it. Well, it makes back to school night a lot easier.
13 different moms.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So there's a silver lining in that story somewhere. I just haven't found it yet. But okay.
Spread the love. So, I mean, I just hope that the Consigs lose just because I don't like when we lose and Jeff wins.
I hope the Consigs lose every week.
Every week. It's better for the league.
All right. Well, I think that's what we have on our itinerary. Dominic, anything for the good of the cause?
I do want to say last week we talked about some overreactions and some takeaways.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
And this goes back to general football. I mean, we talked about how Kansas City might be for real. Mm-hmm. All signs point to them being for real.
Thinking they're for real. Okay.
I said the Patriots are fine. They look fine.
Okay. Still not a top 3 team.
Still
because of the record.
Okay. Because of the record.
But just fine.
But one of the things that and we talked about this, I didn't think we expected this, but how bad do those Giants look? Oh,
man. They're in shambles.
I mean, they just look terrible.
Yep. Maybe this is something where it'll open it up for other people to realize how important offensive defensive line play is.
Absolutely.
But this is a case study in it.
I always am a big proponent of telling, well, if I was a GM of a team, I would not draft a skill player in the first round of any draft. First or second round, to be honest with you. I would draft interior linemen, offensive, defensive linemen, and then I would build from that.
Yeah.
Because if you can't protect your quarterback or you can't open up holes for your running back, how are you going to win a game?
You have to look at your general manager. You have to look at your upper structure of the organization for that stuff.
Talking to you, Howie.
And at this point right now, I think we just got to go out and get Theo Epstein, right? I mean, it seems like the saving grace.
Or me.
Yeah, or you.
Me. That's right. I can do a great job.
I hear you. Yeah. It's very, very modest of you.
No, I'm a modest guy.
Which is one of your strongest assets.
People tell me I'm modest all the time.
All right, brother. Well, I think that's what I got. Anything else for you?
Thank you to everybody who's tuned in over the last couple of weeks. We really appreciate the support. Yes. Keep an eye on our social media sites and participate. The more participation, the better. The more trash talking, the more bragging rights, and you get a chance to make a couple shekels if if quarterbacks don't keep getting hurt and not play the day of and we don't find out. So yeah, I mean it's all good things. So I appreciate everybody, and I'm sure I can speak for the metrics. So I say thank
very
you
much
for
so.
joining.
We can't echo that enough. All of your support and recommendations, and your own plugs on social media for us just help out the podcast very much. We do this for the fun of the game, and we hope to bring some enjoyment out there. So, with that, on behalf of Dominic Melchior III, my name is Earl Phillips. This is the Metrics and Mayhem podcast.
Peace out, suckers.
Go just shake your leg and do the mess around. I declare, do the mess around. Yeah, do the mess around. Everybody's doing the mess around. Now let me have it, devil.